Hello students, welcome to control structures, and in this particular video we are going to study about the control structures which is available under PLSQL. And as we already know about control structures, the control structures will control the execution of the program, and also it will execute a code based on the value given by the user and given by some kind of expression. So we know plenty of things about control structures because we have learned that in the past in our C and C++. The same manner here also the control structure plays in the same way. But here the control structures is classified into three different categories in PLSQL. Number one is conditional constructs. Number two is case expression. Number three is loop control structure. To start with conditional constructs. As the name states, conditional constructs, each and every construct over here will be executing based on a decision making. So the best example is of if and if else if. So conditional constructs in PLSQL are again classified into three types. Number one is if statement, which we already know. The syntax of if statement is if you have to use a condition and then you have to use a then keyword. Then at the end you have to provide end if with a semicolon. So this is the format of giving if statement in PLSQL. And what about if else? If else will come in the same manner. If condition, then you have to give a keyword then you have to provide the two block statements. After that you have to provide the else block, and at the end we have to again provide end if with a semicolon. And the third one is if then else if. So we have a condition for else if over here, and the syntax is similar to the if else, but the only difference is here we have a else if condition, and if none of the else if conditions is satisfied, at last the else condition will be executed. So since we already know about this, I'm not going to tell anything in detail over here. So we'll move on to the next slide. So the next slide is about the case expression. Case expression is nothing but our whatever we studied in our switch case in our C language and C++. The same thing follows over here, but whereas the case statement selects a result and returns it. So at the end of the thing, the case statement will select a particular result, and according to that result, it returns of some value. The simple case statement is useful when comparing a value. So when we will be using this kind of case statements, when we have to compare a value, when we are coming to that situation. And the syntax of that is case, we have to use the case keyword, then we have to use when keyword, when condition, then statement. So we can give any number of conditions. If none of the conditions get satisfied, at last we'll be moving on to the else statement, and at the end we have to again close with end case semicolon. So please note down the syntax so that when we are seeing the programs, it will be very helpful for us. And the third and the final category is about the looping control structure. In the looping control structure, again this looping control structure is classified into two main types. Number one is while loop, which we already know. So while loop will check the condition at the beginning. If the condition is true, it will execute the statements which is present inside. If the condition is false, it will exit. Same manner here also it happens. And the syntax of while loop will be like while condition, and we have to provide a keyword known as do, and instead that we will be providing the statements, and when we are ending it, we have to end with the while and the semicolon. So while loop will check the condition at the beginning, but whereas the repeat loop that checks the condition at the end. So what will happen here is in the repeat loop, until the condition gets true, the loop will rotate. So it means that whenever the condition is false, it will not come outside. It will again and again and again repeat the particular loop until the condition becomes true. Once if the condition becomes true, it will not repeat again. Syntax of repeat loop is repeat, and you have to provide the statements, and you have to give the until keyword and then the condition. You have to end with end repeat. So I hope so you understood this. So in order to explain this all together, we'll see a small program, then you can easily understand it.
Hello students, welcome to the programming of MySQL regarding control structures. So in this video, I'm going to write a program on control structures. So to start with, I have to select a database. So I'm going to select a database which I clicked already. Let's test. So now I'm going to create a procedure. So in order to create a procedure, we know that we have to provide a delimiter in two dollar signs. Now I provided that. Now I'm going to give create procedure, and then my procedure name is imagine sample, and here I'm going to provide the begin statement, and I'm going to declare two variables x comma y, which is of integer type, and next I'm going to use if statement. Next I'm going to set the value for x and y. Set equal to 10, set y equal to 20. Next, if x is less than y, then if x is less than y, then I'm going to print it as select a is lesser than, x is lesser than y. Else, again I'm going to write select statement, select x is not lesser than y. So at last I'm going to write end if. Please provide semicolon as we have seen in the slides, and after this just give end and delimiter and close the program. And sample procedure already exists, it seems, so by mistake I've created the sample procedure. So what I'll do is I'll change it to sample 2, and again I have to provide all the commands. Now you can see this sample 2 procedure is created. Now in order to call that, call sample 2 delimiter. Now I can see that x is less than y, that is 10 is less than 20. So first you are declaring, next you are setting the value, next you are substituting that value, 10 is less than 20, yes, so you are getting x is less than y. Now the same thing, if you want to create a procedure on case, then case, sorry. So again I'll create a procedure, create procedure sample 3 begin, declare x comma y comma z. I'm declaring 3 variables of integer type. Now this time I'm going to set the value for x as 10, set y as 20, and set z equal to x plus y. So I'm going to add both x and y together, and if you see now I'm going to use this case statement, case when z, whatever the value you get, z is greater than 30 and z is greater than 30 or greater than 40, then have to display the statement, that is select z is greater than 40. Again when z is less than 40, then select z is lesser than 40, and at the end, if none of the cases is satisfied, you have to provide the else statement as we have seen in the syntax. Select, for instance, some incorrect value, whatever you want you can print. Now I'm providing end case, semicolon, and at the end delimiter. So my procedure is created now. If I want to call this, you can see here I'm getting z is less than 40, I'm not getting z is greater than 40. So 10 plus 20 is added and kept in z variable, and now z contains 30. 30 is greater than 40, no. So it comes to the next when. So z is less than 40, yes. So it means what, z is less than 40. So this is the example of this, and one more looping statement I'll write a program. So again I'll create a procedure. Sample 4, begin. I'm going to declare variable x, declare a variable x or n of integer type, and for a change I want to use set n equal to 5 and set at the rate of I equal to 1. So I'm using at the rate of I symbol for a change because I didn't declare. Now if you see this, I'm going to use a while loop. While condition is at the rate of I is less than n, less than equal to n. Do what to do? Select at the rate of I. So every time I'm going to print the value of I, and at the end I'm going to end while, and and after printing I have to increment the value of I every time. Set at the rate of I equal to at the rate of I plus 1. So I'm just going to increment the value of I, and after incrementing end while semicolon. Now if you do this and again end double dollar sign, end while, and at the end double dollar sign. Now if you execute this, query is okay. Now call sample 4. Now if you see here, I'm getting the output separately. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all separately I'm getting the outputs. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sixth time it won't execute. So this is how the PLSQL program, the control structures work here. So now we'll get back to the slides. So in the next session we'll be seeing about the subprograms. That is our next video. So I'll meet you in the next video. Thank you. Thanks a lot.